Boogie like Vincent, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Vincent, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Yeah, Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
All right, shout out to the mighty Who That Nation. We up in this thing, the great Saint Tank. Much love. Appreciate you guys for joining this Monday episode. Hope you guys had a good start to your week. Like I've been saying for some time now, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. We up in this thing. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. And fam, just to talk over some stuff, I'm not going to hold you guys too long in this episode of the Coma. But listen, just to touch on a few things, man, let's talk Saints, and let's talk Saints O-line. Now, in the last stream we did, a lot of family members saying, hey, Q, we need to kind of see what Andrus won't kind of, see about bringing them back to the fold. And I was like, nah, let's see what we got. You know what I mean? Let's see what we have. We got a bunch of guys. We need to figure out who they are. We need to find out who Trevor Penning is, Fuaga, Landon Young, Nick Saldiveri, so on and so forth. We need to find out who these guys that we have on our team is and go from there. Well, it appears the Saints are thinking the same way, as Andrus Peat is no longer available in free agency. And he will be, end up signing with the Raiders. And this is something that came out maybe a couple hours ago, as Andrus Peat is going to ink a deal with the Raiders. So he moves on to a new home. And this was broken by Ian Rapoport. He broke it out. Andrus Peat found a new home post-draft weighted free agency. The longtime Saints offensive lineman has agreed to a deal with the Raiders. So while everybody's leaving the Raiders to come to the Saints, Andrus is doing a reverse move, right? He's leaving the Saints to go to the Raiders. How about that? That's a bit of difference. So anyway, he's a 2015 first-round pick, spent his entire career with the Saints, started 102 games of his 111 appearances, plus 6 playoff starts, 3-year stretch where he went to the Pro Bowl 2018 through 2020, started all 36 of his games while earning the Pro Bowl nods each season. Then injuries kind of got in there, and he missed 36 regular season games and 9 seasons, including 17 between 21 and 22. The bug got him. He bounced back for a healthy perspective in 23, appearing in a career-high 16 games. The veteran initially lost his starting spot to James Hurst, but Pete eventually worked his way back into the lineup at left tackle. Pro Football Focus only ranked him 56 out of 81 qualifying OTs, although he did not improve his performance from the previous 2 campaigns. Now, the veteran who inked a 5-year deal with the Saints, almost $57.5 million back in 2020, had a series of restructurings. That's what the Saints do. And he made a free agent he became a free agent after this season. We knew eventually that Andrus Peat wasn't going to be here, and the Saints were going to go in a different direction. Hence the Saints taking offensive tackles, to try to fill that void. So considering Pete's versatility, should be in the mix for a starting role with the Raiders. And they also added Cody Whitehair, along with selecting Jackson Powers Johnson in the second round of the draft. So he would do he would try to fight for a position, whether it's guard or tackle. More than likely, if it's guard, probably the better serve Andrus inside. If you really want to get good value out of Andrus as he gets older, guard is probably his best position to serve. So anyway, he gets a deal with the Raiders, moves on with the Raiders. Congratulations to Andrus Peat. We thanks Andrus for his performance here with the Saints. Gave us a lot of games and kind of broke down toward the back end. But it was time for a change, and I hope nothing but success moving forward with Andrus with the Raiders, except anytime he faces us. You know, he can't get more realer than that. So Andrus Peat is no longer Saint. So we knew that. We kind of knew that it's time to move on. It's time to move forward. I know a lot of family members wanted us to bring him back just to see what he have, but nah, it was best served this way for Andrus to kind of move on and have a fresh start somewhere else, and he'll have a chance to start with the Raiders. Now, going from one offensive lineman who had some injuries to another offensive lineman who has some injuries, we go and bounce from Pete to Ryan Ramczyk. And this is very interesting right here. Shout out to Bob Rose and the Saints News Network. Did a phenomenal job with this article. And it talks about Ramczyk's restructured contract with the Saints may also be some sort of indicator. Let's get into this contract and see what they're talking about. This article, rather. A restructured deal for Ramczyk is loaded with incentives and saves the team's salary cap space, but also could be an indicator of another grim reality. We know that Ramczyk's bum knee is really career threatening, and it could basically, and that's what we're getting at here. He's been suffering from that over the last couple of years, dealing with that issue, especially last year when they gave him a bunch of rest in between the games and all this kind of stuff, even kept him at the right side. So now move over to the left to try to protect him, but it didn't work. It deteriorated. So let's get into it. Shout out to Bob. He says Ramczyk and the Saints have agreed to restructure the contract this offseason. Ram reworked the deal, includes $6.5 million in guaranteed money. However, a large portion now includes up to $9 million in potential bonuses. According to Nick Underhill, there are 4 major incentives in 2024 in the newly worded contract for Ramczyk. $1 million for Pro Bowl selection, $1 million for All-Pro season, $1 million for at least 90% of his offensive snaps, and up to $6 million for another playing time clauses. Now, Ramczyk, who turned 30 in April, was the 32nd overall choice in the first round of the 27 draft out of Wisconsin by the Black and Gold. He's been a fixture at the right tackle since his rookie year. Among his many honors, he won the 2017 All-Rookie Team selection and First Team All-Pro in 2019. And between 2017 and 21, Ramczyk considered perhaps the league's best right tackle and among the NFL's top offensive linemen at any spot. He was up there. Between 2017 and 2020, he'd started 70 of 71 contests, including the playoffs. And Ramczyk missed only one start from his rookie year until midway through the 21 season, a span of 80 games. That was a coach's decision in 2018 season finale when most of the team starters did not play. But boy, when the contract signed, everything changed. Since missing 8 of the last 9 games in 21, Ramczyk has dealt with serious knee issues. He'd missed just 1 game in 22, but his once elite mobility was noticeably affected, and he rarely practiced. Last season, Ramczyk appeared in just 12 games, missing the last 4 games of the year. Several reports have circulated this offseason that Ramczyk's knee could sideline him for the start of the 24-25 campaign. Some even speculated that he could miss the entire season and his career may be in jeopardy. With Ramczyk's future and even availability to start in 24 in doubt, the Saints spent the first-round choice on Talisi Fuaga, an offensive tackle out of Oregon State. Fuaga is projected to have the ability to play either tackle, but primarily at right tackle in college. Ramczyk's restructured deal creates some additional cap space for the Saints. However, it could also indicate that his knee injuries are hastening to the end of his career as one of the best offensive linemen in the Saints' history. So this is something we talk about. Dennis Allen even talked about this when he had the press conference. He kind of confessed to a degree that, hey man, we're not, his progress hasn't been where we expect it to be. And like I said, we've known this past season when they talked about he was supposed to get major knee surgery. He did not get the major knee surgery. He opted for minor surgery, which, I'm saying he had some sculpting done, whatever. But in the end, he really needs to have the serious, the big surgery or the larger major surgery to get himself together. But if he does that, that takes him out of the game for a year, and then he would have to strengthen that knee and have to learn how to walk all over again to try to get back to it. So is he just prolonging things to fulfill his obligation to the Saints and then have the surgery after the contract is up? The whole thing is his body is telling him that he needs to do something about it. And for what we've seen right now, he's going to stay the course and try to make it back for the start of the year. Me personally, I think this is a huge mistake. I think the Saints are positioning themselves with an insurance policy to have Talisi Fuaga there and Penning there. We have 2 first-round draft pick tackles. We have to see what these guys can do, fam. We got to. The Saints don't have a lot of money. They haven't spent the money yet to sign their draft picks. That's next on the horizon for the Saints to kind of sign their draft picks and get everybody under sign and get everybody under contract. So that's something that we also have to watch out for. That's the next thing that's going to happen. And right now, according to Over the Cap, the Saints are sitting roughly right now at just over $8.1 million right there. So we'll see what's happening, man, moving forward. But Ramczyk, in my opinion, fam, Ramczyk should get the major surgery. The Saints got the 2 tackles of the future. They need to start focusing on getting those guys together so that we can kind of move this thing forward, man. That should be the mantra. So anyway, let's look at let's take a peek at the undrafted, or not the undrafted, rather the unofficial depth chart, fam. Let me get the big screen up here for people to kind of take a look at it and see. This is basically the Saints team right now as it stands, fam. This is basically your squad right now with all of the undrafted guys. Your free agents and draft picks are all on the screen. So if you take a look at the team, you can see, wow, how do you guys feel about it? How do you guys ultimately feel about what the Saints are doing here? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about this team? Had you had an opportunity to look at the unofficial depth chart and kind of go over it? And I know it's just on paper and we kind of glancing at it, but are you excited about what you see on screen? Just looking at it as we kind of focus on the position group, the offensive line. They have Fuaga here with Penning, and they got Ramczyk and Landon Young on that side. So we don't know exactly how they're going to do this thing. We know eventually both of those tackles are going to play because you got to justify the picks. Penning and Fuaga has to see the field in one capacity. Now, if they switch their positions, if one goes to a guard, whatever the case may be, I really don't think Ali Udoh should be a tackle. He's not fleet of foot for that. I do think Ali Udoh, it takes James Hurst's position at the left guard position, and whether it's Fuaga or Penning, I think one of those guys are there, and the other one's on the other side for Ram. Now, then again, there is a wild card here. The wild card is Landon Young. Can Landon Young kind of upset the apple cart, so to speak, and get ahead of some of these young guys and learn the system? That's a whole nother thing. Now, they have other guys on here that we're taking a look at in terms of the offensive line, like Nick Saldivera. What could he do? Nick Saldivera is a guy that has some versatility to him. Could he step up and make a name for himself after missing all of last year? Shane Lemieux, who's a veteran who has been in the league for a couple of years now, but is he ready to make that leap? Now, he's been a guy he's a solid offensive lineman when he's healthy, but he has had all of these really weird injuries that have knocked him out. If he could stay healthy, he might be a guy that might surprise some people here. They got him positioned behind Eric McCoy as the backup center there. So, like I said, when Andrus Peat got picked up by the Raiders, and this happened in the last stream, I was saying, man, listen, we have to see what we got, because we got a bunch of people. We don't know what they can do. And we have a new offensive system coming in here. The offensive line has to be that unit that plays with that intensity, that plays with that ferocity, that helps block and open up for the running game for us to have success. And this group that you see on screen is who we pretty much are going to have. I don't even see them signing any really other big name people to come in here with the $8+ million after they start signing the draft picks. You might see a couple of veterans kind of move in here, but no big name veterans that I don't anticipate the Saints signing from an offensive standpoint. But for right now, you see on screen, this is your team right now that you will have going into the season. So how do you feel about this team right now? Do you like what you see offensively, wide receiver wise? How do you guys feel about what you see here offensively? How do you feel about what you see defensively? Carl Granderson, Chase Young starting there with those guys. Brian Bresee ultimately going to step up. I like what the defense has done. I think the defense is ahead of the offense, to be honest with you. When they spent more, it just looks like to me they spent more resources on in terms of the defense than they did the offense. They spent to get Chase Young to kind of move Cam back to a situational pass rusher. They were able to pick up Willie Gay, who a lot of people anticipate him kind of challenging Pete Werner for that job. If that is because when they brought him in, I was like, well, he's an upgrade over what Zach Bond was last year, until some of the news came out. Now they want Willie to compete with Pete Werner for that other job opposite of Demario Davis. If that happens, that could wake the Saints defense back up, where we'll have a phenomenal pairing of Demario Davis, who's kind of losing his athleticism, but Willie Gay is a guy that covers the tight ends. He can do a lot for you. You can blitz. And if the defensive line, who we added Christian Boyd, which is an upgrade over Malcolm Roach, in my opinion, to pair next to Brian Bresee in a reserve situation, and hopefully Brian Bresee can stay healthy and take the next step to take the job from Nate Shepard. So, hopefully all this stuff can happen to help fortify the Saints defense. They added some help in the secondary with Kool-Aid McKinstry in the draft. They signed guys they were familiar with from last year, like Jonathan Abrams. They brought back Hugo Amadi. They brought him back. So, and even added a veteran with some duality to his system, and Will Harris. That's not forget the Will Harris signing. That was a very solid signing too. He could play a little safety. He could play some cornerback. He could play where you need him at in that secondary. So that was really good. And then they provided some competition in the kicking and punting area. You bring in Charlie Smith from the International Players Program, and then you bring in a veteran, undrafted rookie, Matthew Highball, to kick up against Lou Headley, who I wasn't really impressed with last year. So they have some phenomenal people, plus the undrafted guys are going to make an impression. You might see some guys that might, like Bud Means is a really interesting prospect. If you kind of look at the Saints wide receiver room, you go 4 deep, and Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Cedric Wilson, A.T. Perry, and Bud Means could be that 5th guy there. From the tight end perspective, a lot of people are excited about Dalen Halker. Could he kind of move up the chain right there in the tight end room? Could be very well possible. A lot of people like the drafting of Spencer Rattler and a Spencer to the QB room. That's also another intriguing look. And the Saints have done some different things here. But how do you guys feel about the Saints depth chart? This is the unofficial depth chart, by the way. But a lot of questions, more questions than answers. And of course, as time happens, as we get from this period to post-draft period, as we get ready to kind of air up for that rookie mini camp, we're going to start kind of covering a lot of this stuff and getting some kind of mindset on what we got to do. So anyway, with that being said, fam, that's all I got for you. I just wanted to touch down with y'all and kind of talk about that today. Hit some of these topics with you on this Monday. Y'all let me know, man, in the comment section how y'all feel. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. I won't give y'all shots out, but I'm kind of in the rush. I got a Ring Kings boxing report that I'm working on, Pelican post-game report, Flash report I'm working on, and a Tough Tiger Talk report I'm all working on at the same time. So shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys. If y'all want to help out the stream, I just want to let y'all know, if y'all want to help out the stream, y'all can feel free to do it by going to the link tree. The link is in the description section below. It's our merch. It's also sets up to our website where you can go there and subscribe to the website, help out the contributors. Like I said, we got writers for the whothatdaily.com that covers it. We got several other platforms that we kind of cater to as well. So if you want to help keep the mission, keep us going strong, moving forward, support the website, share the articles, go sign up for a subscription. It's free at the whothatdaily.com. Sign up for Patreon or become a member of the YouTube channel. We're going to start opening up memberships for the Pelican Post-Game Report this week for family members who want to help out that stream as well. So with that being said, I'm going to get out on that. I appreciate y'all for chiming in on this episode of the Sports Coma. Y'all hit the like button, hit the share button, and man, I'm going to get at you. We'll be back on Tuesday, family. On Tuesday, our Patreon special. We'll talk some more Black and Gold in. We'll go over the depth chart some more and talk about some of these people here as well. So with that being said, I'm out. I'm going to holler at y'all the next one. Much love. Who that to you?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shade for the championship. Fucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, running like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
WhoThatDaily.com. That's right, WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That, you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to